My name is Hax. I'm one of the OG members of Spirality. I remember the day that we formed, and it was a pretty fun day. I'm going into my fourth season of CCA, and I started comp a little bit before that for a few months on a team called A New Dawn, but um, I left the team before the summer, and later the team disbanded. If you're from A New Dawn, hi, I love you. My weapon pool, I it's changed a lot over the time I've spent in comp, but the one thing that has never left my weapon pool is Octobrush. I love this thing. I'm a little too obsessed with it, maybe. Um, yeah, so vanilla Octobrush, and I picked up V dualies and N parry dualies just to have like another like aggressive-ish option.
My name is Amanda, or Amber Alert, or Amber as a nickname. I joined competitive Splatoon, I think it was last year spring, so it's only been about a year for me. And recently, I joined a team called Intergalactic Mound. We still haven't gotten really much set up with that yet, but it's gonna be fun. But Spirality is my first ever comp team, and I'll always hold it dear in my heart for that. My weapon pool is it started out with the NZAP, and then I moved on to pencil because I was really interested in chargers for a while now. But I was on Zap before pencil became the meta, so now I'm a pure pencil player. And I also sub off pencil for the heavy edit as well.
Hi, I'm Ghost. I'm brand new to comp. I just joined this past fall. Um, let's see. I've had competitive experience in other things, but esports I've never done before. I've always had an interest in video games, so I think it's fun that I finally get to do it competitively. I started off as a fellow Octobrush main with Max. Really bonded over that. But then eventually I started picking up more, unfortunately, meta weapons, leaving behind my baby, but it's okay. I play Junior, Tenatech, and Splash in the fall season, and then I'm starting to pick up Splash as well. I also draw all the funny doodles for our team, which I find really fun.
Hello, my name is BK, or my IRL name Michaela. This is also last semester, or well, fall semester was my first time ever with competitive experience. I never been on a competitive team before, like ever in my life, so this is definitely all very new to me. For a weapon pool, I mainly play rollers and dualies with Carbon and Dapple, Julius Nove being my favorites at the moment. And I am also the second front line for our team.
How did the
Mhm.
name Spirality get created?
Yeah, so I remember when the team first formed, we got our channel and it just said C team because we had just been put together and VCU doesn't have a naming theme like a lot of other schools do. So we were able to pick our own name, like that could be anything that the CCA finds appropriate. um yeah. So we were trying to go with something that would sort of fit with that would sort of like, I don't know, allude to VCU or allude to the mascot of VCU a little bit, which is the ram.
Okay.
And we went back and forth on some different things, some different like animals that were native to Virginia in the James River,
Mm-hmm.
which is a river that cuts Richmond in half basically. But then we moved on from that, and I cannot remember who suggested it, but someone discovered the spirula, aka the ram's horn squid, and it had spiral in the name. And I think yeah. So the spirula, the ram's horn squid, we wanted to use part of that name to create our team's name, and we didn't want it to be too much of a tongue twister, too difficult to pronounce, so we landed on Spirality. And the logo is the ram's horn squid with two shells in front of it. Those shells are from the ram's horn squid. And yeah, you know, shells, spirals, the letter S. We had to get that motif onto our logo. And yeah, that's how we came up with it. I really like the name Spirality. It kind of sounds like a party. Like I don't know how to explain it, but it just sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, Spirality. Woo.
I do actually like that. I had no clue that there was so much lore behind your guys' name, and I think that's so neat.
Yeah, it just took a while to figure out, and originally we were going to make the ram's horn motif more obvious, but later on we were told that because we're a sport club and not a sport according to VCU, we were actually not allowed to use like the word ram in our name or have a ram's horn in our logo.
Mm-hmm.
I know some other sport clubs have gotten in trouble for that in the past at VCU, so it's a little hidden in there. We're barely getting away with it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. That's kind of dumb. I don't know. I'm in a different club that I draw illustrations for. And I draw this little furry character. He's like a little ram who knits because it's a knitting club.
Yeah.
I would hope that we don't get in trouble for that.
Yeah, the rule applies to sport clubs, not other clubs.
Okay.
So you're all good, I think.
Awesome. I can keep drawing furries all I want.
Yeah. And also, disclaimer, I haven't read the rules on logos and stuff in a while, so take what I say with a grain of salt. This is just what I've been told. Yeah.
Yeah, when I first joined Spirality, I didn't really know why it was called Spirality. I mean, I kind of guessed it had something to do with the ram's horn. I'm like, oh, they looked at our mascot is named Rodney. I thought they looked at Rodney and like, oh, he has spiral horns, so let's be Spirality. But when I heard the explanation of it being like the ram's horn squid, I was like, that's genius. It's so smart.
Yeah, I wish I told you guys that sooner. We had a thread connected to our channel, and because no one's typed in there, it's kind of gone away, but I think you can recover old threads in Discord, hopefully. So let's find that after the interview. Fact check this.
It seems that there's lots of restrictions coming from your university in terms of your status as a club and not an actual sport. I guess it's a sport club, yes, but it's also not officially sanctioned. I'm taking it.
Yeah, it's kind of a tricky situation, and Rocky, aka Splats Party, can probably answer this in more depth, but what I know, Rocky, by the way, is our division head. They're in charge of overseeing all the things at VCU Splatoon and communicating with the esports club.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's a weird situation because I was told that we had to have VCU in our team name in the CCA, but half the teams at VCU don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's weird. And it's another thing that's funny is we have to at the start of every season or every school year, I think we have to fill out paperwork on a website that says that's just like a release of liability, even though no one is running around on a paintball field playing Splatoon in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like stuff for concussions or like who to contact in an emergency, even though we're just sitting in our dorms playing Splatoon. It's a little silly, but
yeah, that website is horrible. It was so hard.
It's so terrible to use.
I need VC to hold me liable for banging my hand on the table.
Yeah, just in case I pass out from too much intense gaming, you know?
True.
And I do. There are some things I like about being a sport club. We have the freedom to like create our own team logos, create our own identity. We can choose any name we want for a team to represent ourselves. We don't have to put our school acronym in our in-game name, and we can kind of do whatever we want, really. Like, I know some other teams, they can only use logo. They can only select a name that is like that relates to their school name and their mascot and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But they do get, funding from the school, jerseys, an esports arena.
Mhm.
We do not have that. I think it would be really awesome if we could.
arena?
And like an area with like computers and monitors set up, a designated spot for us to all go and play together.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I think
can't-
it would be
Yeah, it would be great. And
Yeah, that would be really nice, actually. Especially since the Wi-Fi is god awful.
yeah. And I am really thankful that Rocky and the other staff working for the VCU Splatoon Club, they are pushing the advertising a lot, and the president of the esports club, or someone I think, was amazed that we had so many players and teams. So I think the bigger that VCU esports can get, the more attention VCU will pay to, the more attention VCU will give us, and hopefully esports becoming an official like sport at VCU can become a reality, and future students can have like esports arenas, jerseys, events. Like I'm hoping that happens, but I'm still happy with where we are now. Like, I like having my team, I like having our own identity, yeah. All you need to start a team really is your Nintendo Switch, a computer, 3 other players. Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like there's a bit of some pros and cons here to being not officially sanctioned as opposed to, let's say, my school, A-State, over in Jonesboro, Arkansas, where we technically are an officially sanctioned sport. However, it doesn't feel officially recognized, like, let's say, like some football or basketball per se. But we, on the other hand, do have an esports arena, but all of our stuff is really just student-led. And so I can see how you guys have more creative liberty with a lot more things. And
Mhm.
I think that's really interesting, coming from someone who is forced to be on a team called A-State Black. No shade to A-State, but I'd rather have some kind of creative name like Spirality. I'd love that, honestly. But I don't know. Again, just pros and cons to it all. The thing about the esports arena really does suck, though, because I really, really enjoyed the one that we have here over at Arkansas State.
You don't understand how many games I could have won in CCA if I didn't freaking DC from them.
God.
Dorm Wi-Fi is
Hasn't
a curse.
Disconnection happened at like official Nintendo tournaments though too.
Yeah, they
Things happen.
they happen at LANs, like at Riptide. Amber, I don't know if you remember this, but one night they had a trivia game after all the matches had happened, and they were going through the categories. I think it was like Family Feud style, and one of the, and I think the category or something was pros of playing at a LAN, and there was one that people were stuck on, and the answer was no DCs, but everyone was so confused to hear that because people either experienced DCs at Riptide or saw someone DC at Riptide or heard about someone DCing, and someone made an edit on Twitter of all the times people had DC'd live at Riptide. It was so funny with the Squidly Feud. Yeah, the event was called Squidly Feud. In the background, people DCing. It was so funny. it shouldn't happen because, it's a LAN, it's wired connection.
Mhm.
But Nintendo is Nintendo, I guess. No matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what workaround you have, you will DC.
Yes. Absolutely.
If you guys don't really have an esports arena or like a hub or HQ or whatever, how do you guys practice? Is there any like sort of physical interaction? Do you guys just kind of play from your dorms exclusively? Is there kind of a balance of it? Like, what do you guys like to do? Or rather, how do you guys like to do it?
Yeah, we pretty much play from our dorm rooms. I think once or twice. I think Amber and Hax might have been in the same apartment once, but they were different rooms. So
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah, we had to do that during day one of the circuit finals because we had an obligation with a club that we were part of, and we needed to quickly go back and forth from those things.
Mm-hmm.
I was like selling at an art market, so I left my market with my girlfriend, and then I went to Hax's apartment to play, and I had a lot of issues with like connection getting there. But
I was literally standing over you like a hawk, like, Amber, you're connected, right? You're connected, right? I can check us in, right? Right?
For setups wise, I have already invested money in myself, so I have already bought like a portable monitor and like a new Switch dock and all the cables so I could sit and play at my desk in a more formal way to make the learning experience better for me. Because sitting around a TV, laying on a couch doesn't really help learn how to play. It's better if you have a same environment to play and work in. That's why having like a dedicated room with all of your teammates with like monitors next to each other is a very good thing because you get into that zone in this space instead of just like a relaxed state. Or like I feel like I learn better and play better in my like setup in my room than I do anywhere else. And it mirrors like at your side where you're just sitting all next to each other and at a desk and just playing.
On the topic of setup, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one with a Switch Lite, which is kind of funny.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Made finals with a Switch Lite, that's impressive.
So true.
I was squinting over my screen.
But like I don't know, costs in this like doing esports and stuff, like you don't have to buy the best quality stuff to play the game and do well in it. You just have to make do with what you have and like work on it.
Exactly.
Absolutely, yeah.
You can just keep going. Like you can do well with a Switch Lite, and I do well with like a setup monitor in a secluded space that's quite me. Right? Everyone's different, so you don't technically need to setup with someone else to do better.
No, I remember when I first joined, I was like, oh, I have a Switch Lite. Is that okay? And then we were all talking about, I think someone suggested that I go to like GameStop or something and get like the dock and then just the Switch screen or something like that.
Oh,
I thought it
my
was
gosh.
funny.
You don't technically need the controllers, and the screen is cheaper.
But
you can't
still-
play Splatoon with touch screen controls.
But I have a controller.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. There's no way I'm playing with just a handheld. My Switch Lite is actually a hand-me-down from one of my friends. So I think it's older than the Switch Lite I have back at home, which I used to share with my sister. And the left joystick has like a movement problem where you like can't push it all the way forward or something, or like it doesn't go fast. So I like need to play with the controller or else I'm terrible.
Okay, so Ghost, can you just kind of like explain your setup to me? Do you just put your Switch Lite down and then you hold like a Pro controller or like some Joy-Cons on the side and then just connect it to your Switch Lite and then just play from there?
So, I have my Switch Lite, and I went to Dollar Tree and I bought a phone stand. And so I put my Switch Lite on my Dollar Tree phone stand with my controller. I just play from there.
I
It's
actually
kind of
love
janky.
that.
Okay, I saw your little stand at some of the Splatoon Club meetings. I didn't know you got it from Dollar Tree. When you added the Dollar Tree part, that just made me cringe at your setup even more.
Stop! I actually,
It's
my
fine.
little brother, I think he was like 8 or something at the time. I think he built me a stand out of Lego before I bought the
Oh, that's so
Aw.
cute. What? One thing I'm actually curious about, and I think Ghost and BK, this relates to you guys more. Um, you guys both mentioned that you guys are new to Spirality, at least since last season. Um, can you guys tell me a little bit about like both of your individual experience getting into comp for the first time, and just any tips you'd probably give to any newcomers?
Yeah, I just talked a lot, so BK, you go first.
Uh, as for like individual experiences, I guess it was more like talking out loud with three other people was my biggest issue because I never knew how to do comms or knew what comms were. So I just always played and I was just like really, really quiet the first like month I was on Spirality.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely get used to like talking or watch like overview videos on YouTube and how like actual like Splatoon teams communicate and stuff. Would
Yeah.
probably be my best suggestion or advice I would say.
Yeah, I agree. I think like calming and stuff like that was kind of an interesting jump. I had been like kind of not into, like I didn't play, but I was watching like high level competitive stuff before I joined, and I would it did help me improve at the game, and it also kind of gave me an idea of what really good communication between high level teams looks like. And I'm still not the best. Like I think sometimes I yap a little too much. But yeah, I think it gave me a good idea. I would also say, let me think. I think just like getting to be good friends with your teammates is really important. Like I'm really fond of all my spirals, and we've become good friends. I think even though we've only known each other like how long is a semester again? Like 3 to 4 months, 5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think that's really important. Just having good chemistry and being able to communicate to each other. Like I think Amber came up with I don't know if she came up with it, but she introduced it to us, the Costco comm on Mako Mart.
Love
I think we might have stolen that from the Shadow Warriors.
I might have stolen it from my sister Kimberly.
Who's a Shadow Warrior?
Oh,
Can you guys
so
inform me
not
on what
a-
that is? Because
So
I have no
it's
clue.
it's this spot on Mako Mart, sort of on the left side.
Okay.
You know where the enemy's ledge is?
Yes.
Yeah, that's Costco.
Like
Yeah.
right out of spawn. Like if we're playing zones and I'm playing Stamper and I'm just ledge can't ledge peeking right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that spot where you're standing is called Costco.
It's all the way from the block to the camp near the pit, and then
Can
it's
someone,
like
can someone put an image in chat? I think we drew a picture
Yeah,
of Costco
find
a
it.
while ago.
I'll find it.
Oh
Okay.
my god. Okay. Any origin for that, by the way? Amber, I think this is your department here since you stole that.
Drags a Shadow Warrior in here. Where did Costco come from?
he stole it from Shadow Warriors. Basic general rundown of why it's called Costco is because Mako Mart is a market,
Mhm.
and specifically it's like a Costco aisle. And that's why it's called Costco.
Okay.
As you can see, like the boxes of each other and like the partition wall. It just looks like Costco stacking like their stacks, whatever the fuck they're called.
Right.
It's like metal, all metal like stacker thing where they just
Yeah.
have all the boxes packaged
Pallets.
Mhm.
up. Pallets. And so it's a name that stuck with me ever since I heard it.
But yeah, knowing like we've developed silly terminology together and we've just kind of built our own way as a team. I think that's one of the most fun parts of being part of an esports team in general and Spirality.
Yes.
On the other side of this coin, Hax and Amber, since you guys have been here for a bit, is it hard having a roster that changes so frequently?
I would say yes, and of course this is no shame to our previous members. They've either graduated or had some other circumstance that prevented them from playing.
Mm-hmm.
For me, sometimes it's hard to deal with, and we saw this during our entrance exam run last semester. I don't know how else to word this, but it can be frustrating being an experienced player having to play with new players, because you guys are new. I've had this much experience, you've had less experience, and sometimes the skill difference can be a bit frustrating because there are things that I understand right away and there's things that you guys are still learning. And gosh, I hope I worded that well. I'm not trying to sound mean, but yeah, that is something that
No, I'm
Huh?
kidding.
I hate you? No, I don't.
Bully.
You hate
you're a
me.
Bully.
Yeah.
We're like, if you're done hacks, keep playing with new players. It depends on the attitude people have, because like I've played on a lot of pickups, and BK and Ghost had really good attitudes. That's why I really liked them for our team. And so it didn't really matter to me how well or not they played, as long as they really enjoyed this game like I did. I was really happy to play with them. I wanted to play. I like playing this game a lot, so I play it like excessively. So knowing that they shared, even if we didn't do so well in entrance exams, I was still happy to have new players who liked the game just as much as I did with me, because having a good attitude is really all I need to get along with someone. Or just having the same like love for Splatoon as I do. So as a comp player with a lot more experience, I feel like I like feeling like a mentor in a way, try to help people on their journey to improve to this point. And I like seeing my teammates grow and get stronger and do better. And they did. They got better really quickly.
Yeah,
because
you
we got into
did.
finals. And it was really a really proud achievement of my team. Even Hacks, who has like had a lot more comp experience than me, even did very well as well.
Aw.
I'm proud of every one of my teammates, and it's very nice to play with everybody.
Yeah, and I just want to add just a little more information to what I said about entrance exam. Yeah, basically what I was feeling was I was upset that we were that out of all the VCU teams, we ranked the lowest at the end of the ladder. And I saw some familiar teams that we fought before and won, but then we lost to them. And honestly, like, just keep track of your mental. Like, if you don't want to keep playing in like a ladder format, you can stop. It's okay. And I didn't want to be the one to say, I think we should stop. I'm not doing so great mentally. Because, Amber was looking forward to it. BK and Ghost were looking forward to their first CCA thing. But yeah, the main takeaway I had from entrance exam was like stopping earlier or like taking a break and coming back to it. So we'll do good in this coming entrance exam, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I think
Future editor Ethan, add our entrance exam result right here. Boom! Look at how awesome we did.
Yes.
Yeah, we're number one, baby.
Oh, you're either gonna like hate yourself for saying that, or you're gonna be like, yeah, we're actually number one, and we're just gloating right now.
We'll find out.
We shall find out. Oh
in
my
the future.
God. Oh my god.
I will either be telling the truth or I'll be a big fat liar.
Uh-oh.
Just
You
like-
guys better find out.
Just like a big fat sea cow. Oh, got him.
What?
Got him.
Which actually is a perfect segue into another topic that's on my mind. What is it like playing with some, albeit titans of CCA over here? You guys have a lot to live up to in terms of other teams at VCU. I mean, Goomies, they got Div 3 champions in the circuit last semester, and Big Fat Sea Cows, they got Div 1 with the circuit. So that's a lot. Is it kind of hard to live up to expectations from them, or is it... How do you guys mesh with the other teams at VCU?
I wouldn't say I feel like I have to live up to them. Like, I don't feel like I need to be as good as them. And like we're all our own teams. We're all doing our own thing. I know you said playing with the other teams. We don't really play with them very often. Unless we like have to in the circuit or something. Like we've had a couple matches against Shadow Warriors, and those have always been really hype, but also really stressful. I will say, fighting your sister team who's roughly the same skill level. Yeah, but yeah, like we're doing our own thing. We're having a good time. I will say, like, way back when I first joined CCA, first started Comp Splatoon, I did feel like we needed to practice and be just as grindy as Big Fat Sea Cows and whatever, but like later I learned like I have a life outside of the game and I can take things a little easier.
Okay.
Well, I'll go next for talking. I think that I've been dealt a great hand and being at VCU, having all these teams that are so good, or like in like winners of things, because I have gotten like coached, advice, talked with them, watched their games. I've had so many resources to make myself better, and if it wasn't for all the people on Big Fat Sea Cows and Fox, I don't think I would have been as good as I was initially when I started, because I loved listening to everyone talk about the game, and just like being coached by them. That was cool. Like I remember Toto used to coach me on NZAP for initially, and I used to ask Minnie a lot for advice. And even Lux has been giving me some advice recently, and I really enjoy having these resources, being able to talk to people in like my skill level. And like I'm friends with a lot of the Goomies too, like Jay. I love Jay, the bucket player. He says he's bad, but he's not. He needs to learn that. But everyone
Jay is so silly.
The other Goomies bully him so hard. It's kind of funny.
And like it's nice being like friends with like all these really good teams, because like you get all this information from them that they're just passing down. And like I said, I'm glad I came to VCU because I've been given this huge deck of hands and I just need to learn how to play them right. And that's kind of how I feel about it.
They share all their wonderful secrets with us. It is nice having teams that are, higher divisions than you, because you can poke them at any time and be like, "Hey, can we have a VOD review? Can you coach me privately? What the fuck do I do in this situation when X, Y, and Z are happening?" It's really nice.
I don't know. I honestly didn't really like coming in. So when I first started coming to VCU, I did do research on the Splatoon scene, and I did find Ink Black. They're like Twitter, and I was like, "Oh, that's so cool! They have such a cool name." And then when I joined VCU CCA, Ink Black was nowhere to be found.
Oh, yeah.
And they changed to Big Fat Sea Cows.
Yeah, I was about to say. They had an epic rebrand from Ink Black to Big Fat Sea Cows.
But yeah, that was mostly all I knew about VCU's Splatoon scene before I joined. But just learning who all these people who I've like met and like talked to, like who they are and how good they are, like it's been awesome. Like I didn't even know we were so good until I found out. So I just think that's awesome.
When it comes to the other teams, I don't. How do I say this? I don't really, quote unquote, like care. It's kind of like going on the Google News and seeing like a celebrities and like a scandal. And you're like, who is that again?
Damn.
Like,
What?
So you're saying you don't care?
Goomies, who's that?
Who are the Goomies? I don't even care about them.
Goomies?
No,
What's a goomie?
Yeah, what is a Goomy?
I didn't know.
Never heard of that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, plus when I came into VCU wasn't originally my first college choice anyway. It was actually my last. So I didn't really look up into this platoon scene. My mom actually wanted me to join the club, and she was like, "Oh, you should try out for the team." I'm like, okay, sure. And here I am.
W.
Yay.
Okay.
Yay.
W
Yay.
for BK's mom, by the way, because they wouldn't be here in this interview if they weren't.
Yeah,
Literally.
my mom.
W.
BK, if you send this to your mom, which you should now, hello, BK's mom.
Hi, BK's mom.
Hi, BK's
told-
mom.
Hi, mom.
Hi, BK's mom.
I did an interview for the first time in my life.
So true, so true.
I told my mom I was doing this, so hi, mom.
Oh,
Hi, mom.
I'm probably gonna send this to my mom too. So hello, mom.
Hi, Healer's
Hi,
mom.
Healer's mom.
Hello, all the moms in the world.
So true.
Hello, any other moms watching?
So true.
Yes.
I should link Hax's DM in the bio of this. If anyone's mom is watching, you guys can hit up Hax.
What?
Okay.
Oh my god.
This is a bit of a generic question, but I think all of CCA wants to know how to play against you guys. So I'm going to ask, what is your biggest strength and what is your biggest weakness as a team?
I don't know if I want to share this.
Oh.
Are the Shadow Warriors listening?
He's super vague with it.
You
I
gotta
don't
be
know if you-
vague and mysterious.
I'll give
Because-
some really generic non-answer advice.
But not it.
Make good choices. Paint the floor. Don't die. There you go.
Yeah.
These are your strengths and your weaknesses?
That's
No, this is just how to fight us. This isn't our strength or weakness.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But it's also generally how to play the game. So
Ew.
That is correct. You did just give a non-answer. Thank you.
yep.
Shout out to all the little kids that just got their first Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Christmas.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I would say one of our biggest strengths is that DK and Hacks are total, like when they go together and when they start killing people, like it's a total, we win the game. Like it's guaranteed.
Yes.
And then me and Amber just paint the floor for them. Back them up.
Paint the
Aw.
floor so I can feed even harder.
True.
So true. Average Octobrush gameplay, by the way.
Literally.
Grr.
Like, I feel like another strength of ours is just our general, like, even if we don't communicate, we can still work together really well. And I think it's because of how close we all are. We, like, trust each other in the game to do what needs to be done. And if we need help, we can, like, ask for it, and we know that someone will be there.
Mhm.
I know I'm going to say a weakness, but, like, I swear it's out of love. I feel like communicating is a little bit hard in game when it's, like, so fast-paced. That's, like, one of the things I think a lot of teams struggle with, especially with new players and comms, which is something that can be worked on over time through getting to know your team and just making things that work for your team. And every team communicates differently.
Mhm.
Like, I've seen some teams who played Valorant all the time, so they have Valorant, like, terminology that they use to talk about the game Splatoon, and I've seen that, and I got confused by it. But, like, they make it work. And so,
Okay.
just playing, like, Splatoon in general, you kind of learn what to say and how to say it, and you gotta learn a lot about, like, game states and stuff. And our knowledge on game states, weapon compositions, weaknesses between comps, weapon comps. We know a lot about that. And so,
Mhm.
you know.
Who was it that when they were coaching us, they said that they asked if we had a dive comp and none of us knew what that was? Was it? I think it might have been Clementine or something like that.
I think so.
Comp is like an Overwatch term thing.
Yes.
Kira.
People have
we
been
have-
using it in Splatoon, though. I'm still not perfectly clear on what it means. I think it's just... Or, wait, Amber, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I know what dive comp means because I'm familiar with it. Basically, it's like we have such aggressive weapon comp, we have to warm them or them to overwhelm them quickly and that's our win condition, that we overwhelm them enough to get kills in the beginning, and then just move really quickly to overwhelm them and send them into a panic, basically. Because we have short-range aggressive shooters, and then we run usually only one support, which is also not really good for kill power. And then we run
Isn't
me.
pencil support?
It is, but it can kind of like the balancer, because to make the dive comp work, you need someone that has long range and support. But I have to play more aggressively on this dive comp because we have to move really fast. Another team with longer range weapons, like maybe a blaster or like another shooter, I can play a little bit slower because it's not a dive comp. But like we make it work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. From an outsider's...
And you started playing head on certain maps and modes, so that helps with like moving and keeping up with us.
Yeah, with speed. Like heavy edit works better for our dive comp because it's fast and I can move up further than pencil is, because pencil is obviously a backline. And so I have to stand further back to make sure that I'm safe, because if I go down,
we all go down.
If I go down, the rest of them go down like dominoes. And so I gotta keep myself safe on pencil, but with heavy edit I can move up and protect myself better because of its giant fucking DPS. Damage per second. I love the heavy edit.
From an outsider's perspective, you guys definitely kind of have like a very, very fast-paced comp. While it may not be like meta or like absolutely insane, Hax, this is a jab at you.
Grr,
I know. That's not to say that you guys don't make it work. That's the one thing I really like about the CCA, in that one thing that really stuck out to me whenever I was watching back some of the Div 3 gameplay that was casted for Circuit Finals is that one of the commentators mentioned that the CCA weapon comps are just completely out there and wild. Like, you'll see some crazy ass shit. Turnpike. God. Turnback, if you're listening, you guys are my goats, by the way, but also you guys are giving me a massive headache.
One of my on Turnpike for Intergalactic Bound, so shout out to C-Ray, you're the best! Shout out, you're the best!
But just, they run some crazy stuff. Like, they have a very heavy bomb spam oriented comp. I know they run Machine from Stormcoder, which, shout out to Stormcoder, your machine is cracked. A Junior, Zap, and some kind of shot. And then just, like, they paint a lot, they throw out a lot of specials, and they throw out a lot of bombs. And it's just very hard to play against. But sometimes they have cooler. I think sometimes they don't. I don't know. It's been a hot second since I played against them, and so I may just be spouting off some crazy shit right now. But regardless, from an outsider's perspective, you guys definitely have what I would consider to be a dive comp in a weird niche kind of sense. I mean, BK, you're on Dapple Nouveau over here, and that weapon already moves super quickly, especially paired in tandem with Hacks, like you guys mentioned. You guys just kind of play up front, and then you guys get kills, and your damage numbers play off each other really well. And then Ghost paint support, as well as Amber's long range, of course, cooler, spam, everything. I think it all just kind of wraps well together, and I really enjoy what you guys have to offer in terms of weapon compositions. But I'm excited to see how you guys innovate. I know you guys were talking about putting BK on some kind of roller. I know you play Carbon Deco, but we shall see that soon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like a word
and
I play like all the rollers except for Dynamo.
True.
All the rollers.
rollers are fun.
They are.
Yeah, and in the CCA, I actually didn't play Octobrush very often, at least for the first, like, 3 or so circuits.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've mostly been playing N parries, the second would be V-dualies.
Right.
I really only reserve Brush for, like, tower control maps, at least in CCA.
Control.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or other maps where I'm like, guys, please hear me out. Octobrush on Brinewater Springs. I don't know. I know that's not in CCA, but whatever. Yeah.
And still, the point still stands. I mean, Dooley's Octobrush, it's still kind of hypermobile. in a way.
Yeah.
And so-
Sometimes you just really need like splatter shot range
Mhm.
Mhm.
versus octobrush range, which is octobrush range is like more than people expect, at least painting range.
Mhm.
So, yeah. But still, it's not quite there. So, dualies are needed.
But yes. On the topic of weapons, this is more of just I want to see your thoughts on third kits, and if there's one third kit that you like pray on a wishing star and then just put it in the game like the next day, what would it be? Just
X. Tell them about the Octobrush kit we were talking about the one time.
We were talking about.
Yes.
Wait, when did we? What?
This was a while ago. We were talking about. I think we were kind of brainstorming like our ideal Octobrush kit. It was Splat Bomb and Triple Splashdown. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Do you
Okay,
still?
I vaguely remember that now, but
Yeah.
the octobrush kit that I've always wanted in my head is Fizzy Bomb Kraken.
Ooh.
I just think that would be super fun, and Fizzy Bomb would add a new like movement option for octobrush. And Kraken, just because it's Kraken, it's cool. It's cool as fuck. It's a fun special. Like, Kraken is fun.
True.
I played Crack on Roller for a while before I started comp, and really just to use the Kraken special.
Mhm.
Yeah, they
It's
should
so
work
fun.
on more things.
So true, so true. All right, we have some Octobrush fanatics here, of course. BK, Amber,
Mhm.
third kits from you guys.
For me, I have always been in love with the Kenza weapon. I think that's what they're called. Yeah, Kenza weapon pool from Splatoon 2. And so the Kenza Charger is actually what I would love to have brought to Splatoon, but sadly, they're probably not going to bring it back because of the silhouette of the weapon since it's black and white. But I really loved the Baller special because it added like a defensive mode if someone got behind you. And so it was a great special to have at the time. And then it had Sprinkler, which is the same as Pencil. So I wish it would have Splat Bomb, but I love the Kenza Splat Charger. It's one of my favorite in design wise. It's just cool and edgy, and I liked that.
Are
So
you saying,
true.
Are you saying that you'd be a very, very edgy charger? I mean,
Yes, absolutely, 100%. If they added a black and white Charger into the game for Splatoon 3 or Splatoon 4, you would see me playing it.
It's called the Order Charger.
Well,
So
the
true.
Order Charger is white, but it's not. It doesn't have any black in it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's true.
And it has the same kit as the original.
It does.
Boo. They missed that.
Boo.
I'm not gonna lie. They could have made them like completely different kits. That would have been third kits right there. And I'm like, yeah,
Third kits? No. Skins.
true.
Okay, I like that.
God. To follow up on that, Amber, are you saying that you'd want like one singular baller weapon in Splatoon 3? Or
Yes.
just okay. Just poured over
Just
Kinser.
one.
Just poured
one.
over Kinser.
No one else, just one.
Oh
Yup.
my god. Okay. Interesting choice. I got you.
As
Only
if we didn't have enough specials in this game.
Literally.
20th special on only one weapon. Ballers back. God. Okay. BK, what about you?
Just either like dualies, any kid that has like dualies or ink rush with Kraken would be
Okay.
fun. Because I think a dualies Kraken kit would be really fun
Yes.
with respawn Punisher.
No.
Oh.
QR. QR.
No.
QR.
Yeah, both. It doesn't matter.
They
Oh.
contradict each other.
It doesn't.
If you die with
matter.
respawn punisher, you get respawn punished also.
No.
That is a fact. You can't say no.
Okay, well, I think I know what BK's one buff that they would add in this game would be. And that's to not have Respawn Punisher affect you if you die. Yes?
Yes. Why you punish me? Just punish them.
Exactly.
What if you die, the other team gets respawn punished, even if you didn't kill them?
Literally best.
They get respawn punished the next time they die.
I think that
Isn't
would
that
just be broken.
like Thermalink a little bit? Like they have a disadvantage.
Kind of.
No, you're thinking
Not
haunt.
really.
Because technically with Haunt, if you kill all 4 of the enemy team players with Haunt on, then you can see all 4 of the enemy team's positions. Even they have Ninja Squid.
When they're standing. You can't
Yeah,
see
when
them when
they're
they're swimming.
So it's really helpful when like flanking for backlines.
Yeah. I do see some dually players run it. I don't know how good it is, like, meta-wise or whatever, but yeah.
But any one buff that you guys would like to add
Hmm.
aside from respawn Punisher stuff?
Weapon power up. I want
What?
the weapon to do more damage from Splatoon 1.
No.
What?
Yes.
Wait, damage up?
No, it's weapon power up, I'm pretty sure, from Splatoon 1, and it increases your damage for amount of ink that comes out of the weapon. It depends on the weapon.
Are you evil?
You're gonna see a whole entire array of like Aerospray players come out then.
Literally!
All of the Splatoon 1 veterans watching this just went, no!
I'm technically a Splatoon 1 veteran too, you know.
No, that's even worse.
What?
But anyway, the main weapon power up was a crazy buff. And so it'd be really interesting to see how people played it in Splatoon 3.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I would love to bring it back, because power up is pretty cool. I don't remember exactly what it did 100%. Like, I could literally go into the stats and check right now, but it'd be cool to like put it on certain weapons to make their damage output go up. Like, imagine how fast you could break like a bubble with like more damage.
But then bubble would be hard to use.
Yeah, bubble would be useless.
We love our bubbles.
True.
We love
Exactly.
using bubble.
Minted
Yeah.
to
That's
the-
another Clearog batter comp, by the way. We use bubble sometimes.
Ooh.
And you definitely, absolutely cannot find details on the comps that we run in the CCA stats website. I don't know. What is a CCA stats website? It doesn't exist. It's not real.
Right. So are you guys saying that you guys don't upload your stats?
We don't.
Oh
No.
my
Never.
god.
We always have secrets.
Serious.
God, the stats team is they're gonna strangle you. All of
Oh
you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
I'm on a. The CCA is going to come to my house and force me to submit stats any one of these days.
The whole entire stats team of the CC is just gonna like beat you up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Hacks and Ghost. Tell me something that's not damage up, please.
Yeah. So I posted this on my Blue Sky the other day. It relates to Octobrush. But it's not about Octobrush, it's about Zipcaster. You know how when you extend your arm to a faraway object, when you're zipping through the air, you're kind of committed and you can't really stop until you get there?
Mhm.
My suggestion is to add a cancel button. So you can so while you're in the air, you can press B or something, and you just start falling and you can zip somewhere else if you want, or wait till you reach the ground.
Mhm.
So that way if someone's like camping where you're grabbing onto, you can get out of that, or just be more unpredictable for the other team.
Mhm.
I think it would be pretty fun.
Okay. Kind of like a rework in a sense.
A rework, just a
Sure.
new way to use it, a new movement option, add some more unpredictability.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see it.
When I hear the word rework, I just think about overhauling a lot of the mechanics of something,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just adding one thing.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I'm peeping. Ghost, what about you?
It's hard to say personally because for Spirality, I usually play Strike, Bubble. I think I'm picking up Crab. Like the specials that are like already pretty good. They don't really need much tweaking.
Mhm.
I would say it would be nice if bubble offered a little more protection in some way. I think, especially because people can just walk into your bubble. I think maybe it would be nice if they took damage upon entering the bubble, or something like that. I don't really have any
Like
solid
kind of
thoughts
a
on
splash
it.
wall,
Yeah, a little
like
bit.
watercolor.
Yeah, I wish it was a little more dangerous.
Mhm. A bit more risk to entering a bubble aside from just dying instantly.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure
Yeah.
you feel the same way as like a decav main. Like I know decavs usually use bubble more aggressively, and sometimes I do that too, even though I'm really not supposed to.
um, I can relate to that. Sometimes I feel like my bubble just gets obliterated, but that's also because I just put it in bad spots and I just want an ink tank refill. So
True.
that's completely selfish on me.
No,
But
that's what you're supposed to do with Wave Breaker.
oh, okay, range
Yeah, Wave
players.
Breaker is not a special; it's a free ink tank refill.
So true, so true.
True.
All my dually squelcher and range players out here, they understand.
We have a dually sculpture player in the chat.
Oh. Oh,
Oops.
lordy. No, decaf specifically, it's a bit easier to just kind of like slap people if they get in my bubble. And that if I'm like looking at them, of course. But that's also on them if they enter my bubble. They know to respect it. But I guess coming from like a junior player yourself, I feel like you don't exert a bit more. You don't exert as much pressure.
Yeah, because junior is so much more short ranged. I mean, deploying a bubble also gives you an E-tank refill, which allows you to throw 2 bombs if you're in double bomb comp.
Hmm.
But I guess it really just depends on the effectiveness of where you place it and how effective that bomb is.
Hmm. For me, I feel like instead of maybe damage, I feel like deploying like a toxic mist like area
Yeah.
around like the bubble, like or I guess the inside. I feel like that might be like a bit better. It's
Yeah.
it's a bit less pressure to exert, but just more like yeah, don't come in my bubble because of like you'll
Because of
start
reasons.
yeah. It's adding extra reasons to not enter a bubble. Or
Mhm.
it's just adding more incentive to just shred it and then you can go through. Because I feel like that's what you guys should be like I say
Yeah.
you guys, what someone should be doing.
Mhm.
Okay, very interesting stuff. So the circuit was recently. What were your thoughts on that? And just like in general, and how was that? Was it like a big departure from the league? Coming from my hacks and amber answers, well, because you guys have experienced both the league and the circuit, and for your first time in the CCA, was the circuit a good experience for my BK and Ghost answers?
The circuit was so much fun, and I loved it so much. When VCU found out about the format change, everyone, regardless of what team you were on or how long you had been in CCA, pretty much everyone was against it,
Mm-hmm.
which makes sense. People don't like change, especially for a beloved esports organization that we love playing for.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually had a brief conversation with DRF at Riptide, and he said that VCU is one of the schools that was the most against the format change, like the most vocal about it, I guess. And then we won half of the divs, which I think is extremely ironic. So, yeah. At first I was worried about like, can I make all of them? Is playing in all these tournaments like too much? Because like last semester I had a lot of really busy studio classes. I'm an art major.
Mm-hmm.
And I was worried about like balancing things, balancing my life. It was a new school year. Now I don't know how the CCA works, but it worked out. It worked out. There was a lot of space in between each circuit to practice, to review, to do all the things you needed to do beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Versus in the league format, you have a new opponent every week. The map list changes every week.
Mm-hmm.
And you have just 1 week to refine, work on as much as you can, study the maps until you have your match. And sometimes you don't even have a week. until until your league match. Sometimes your schedules are just evil and you have to do it on a Monday or a Tuesday. You just have to go into it and hope for the best. So, yeah. I did like the format. I did like that it alternated with FTIU each week because the circuits were every 2 weeks. So I liked being able to do circuit one week, tournament the other week. Yeah. It was great.
So for me, I was very against the circuit at first because I didn't like the only days it would be weekend days, and I really enjoyed the league format where you could actually talk to the captains of the team and get to choose whatever time and date that you want to play at. Because if you play for less time, and the league was just it felt like it was more accommodating to people's schedules, and the circuit, a lot of teams couldn't play because of scheduling issues with weekend times, so I felt pretty bad about it at first. But then after we started playing it, I really started to like it because you get to play so much Splatoon in such a short period of time, or just a weekend. You spend pretty much the entire half of the day playing Splatoon, which I really liked. But I also felt like a lot of people don't have the same endurance to play the game for that long. So I kind of was in a weird mix where I liked it, but I knew other people didn't like it. So I was kind of iffy about it. I wouldn't say that I didn't enjoy winning things and doing well in the circuit and the points format, because I did. And I think winning is part of the reason why I really liked it. Because when I did the league, it seemed like it was just much harder, and it just never really worked out for me in the league format the first semester. And our team, we didn't really win that much, but I was still happy to play the game in general. So I'm curious to see on if they take some of the circuit applications, like points system maybe, and apply it to the league format, because that would be interesting, and I think they could totally do that. Because the circuit format is much easier on the CCA staff to handle and do. They don't have to work around the clock, which makes me like circuit as well for the staff of CCA.
I have a follow-up question for you specifically. You said that you enjoyed the circuit because you had a higher endurance as compared to a bit more, or your average player. Do you think that the circuit is a good thing to train your endurance for other tournaments? Because I know things like low ink is just super endurance based, and so you have to grind out a tournament 2 days, kind of emblematic of circuit finals in a way, just with more teams, just things like that.
So I honestly do not think that the circuit is a really good trainer for endurance, because I trained a lot of my endurance through playing Splatfest by just playing as long as I could to get the highest rank I could. And endurance training takes willpower, and you have to be committed to playing at your best the entire time to learn how to get better endurance. And since I haven't played as much, my endurance has technically gone down a little bit. But I have a lot more endurance than a lot of other people in the comp scene, from what I've heard and from what they've told me. So I can play for 5 hours straight and be absolutely fine when everyone else is tired.
Yeah, I think you're insane for that.
That's pretty much my limit before I start going baby brained and things, where I just literally watch videos while playing the game. I get bored of playing the game, so I just find other enjoyment, but I still play the game because I want to play the game.
Oh my god.
I'm kind of insane for that.
You are insane.
All right.
After an hour, I'm I need to go stare at a wall for 5 minutes because I'm going insane. Nah, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but I noticed that after an hour, I'm I need to stand up for a minute or two, which is good in the circuit format because you can do that in between sets. The thing that I do to keep my energy up during a circuit or most other tournaments, I eat during them. Like, I will put a pizza in the oven an hour before and just munch on that during the circuit in between sets.
Okay.
It's yummy. I get to eat pizza and pay attention to the game. It's good.
But like, if anyone wants to improve their endurance, you have to truly know that you want to improve it. Like, if you get tired and you still feel tired and like you just want to take a break, you're never going to really improve your endurance. You kind of have to push past that and like willfully want to still keep playing and get better, which is what I feel. My motivation is very, very strong. I have a very high motivation and high drive to do things, which is why it's very easy for me to play for very, very long periods of time. While other people will get tired and really do need that break, and that break makes them play better.
Yeah.
Okay. Going back to BK and Ghost, not about endurance this go around, but how was your first experience with the CCA/the circuit? Because as far as I'm aware, this was both of your first season, and so the circuit is all you know, just like me. So, are you guys anticipating the league? Just general thoughts. What are you guys thinking?
I didn't really mind the circuit. The circuit just kind of was okay to me. And like Amber said before, it was a lot less work what it looks like on the CCA staff. So I would actually like prefer the circuit over the league because the league just looks really confusing reading it in text boxes from the VCU server. So I guess I would just have to like play through the league in order to understand it. It just sounds like really confusing looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the simplest way I can put it is we're scheduling a really important scrim once a week, and that scrim really matters.
Yeah. It's a lot more pressure too. Like, you have to win a certain amount of things to make finals.
Yeah, you have to be top 2 in your group to proceed to finals if they stick with the same rule set this coming season, of course.
Because like there's a lot of teams too.
Yeah,
So
and that's sort of a pro with the circuit. Like, you play a lot more games in a circuit format than you do in league format. So, like, I'd say like circuit format is a lot more accurate for a team's skill level because you have fluid divisions. You have the opportunity to play many more games, even if you never ever make it into bracket. If you get a couple of set wins, that's still good. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if it's good as in you're going to make finals, but you're winning something, is what I mean.
There's a lot more sheer data to go around because there's just more games being played in the circuit as opposed to the league, is what you're saying, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
What it sounds like, Hex, it sounds like more like the lower divisions of the CCA preferred circuit versus the higher divisions that prefers league.
I don't know if that's true. Yeah, I wouldn't say that one division prefers one format over the other, but yeah, the fluid divisions definitely helps the lower level teams because there's always, no matter what format you choose, there's always that one team, that one guy that is way underseeded, grab and go. They crabbed and oh boy did they go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the way up to Div 2.
Yeah, somehow. And like it's hard at the bottom divs because that's where they put a lot of people who either have low level results or no results. Like, you could be playing with people who bought the game yesterday, but you could also be playing with people who, despite never being in comp, are like playing at a Div 6 level. Like,
Yeah.
stuff like that happens. Versus the higher up you go, the more consistent players become, I think. I hope. But yeah. There's always outliers, is my point.
It felt very familiar to me as someone who had just come from competitive dance. In my senior years, I think in dance competitions they label your your category by how old you are. So when I was like 16, 18 years old, I was placed in the senior category. And that section of the competition would often go for hours. I think I had one that was like from 5 until 10 p.m. Most of the time, he would just be sitting there in an auditorium with really loud music, and you just had to wait. But yeah, I like the circuit format because it was kind of familiar in that way, and also I just liked having it be all at once. I think, especially stalling things out for me as an ADHD gremlin, I think just, yeah, it was better to do it all at once instead of like, oh no, I forgot I had a match or something like that. I don't think that's gonna happen, but you know. I also liked, apparently this was new. I also liked all the branding they did and all the fun videos that they made for the circuits. I think it was just so hype and really fun. And we also made it into the CCA finals trailer. I think it was once or twice. I don't remember. I think our match against Griffink with the overtime win in clams made it into the trailer, which
Yes.
was awesome.
Yes, yes, yes. I loved our set so much. I need to go back and dig for the stream where it happened.
Yeah, and I remember.
Hi, Griffink, if you're watching.
Hi.
We should scrim sometime, maybe. That would
Yeah.
be cool.
Hacks, I can just imagine you just like with like the blushing emoji and the two fingers pointing. He's like, "Hi, Griffin."
That's exactly what I was trying to. That's what I was trying to. Yeah.
Griffink. I'm looking this up.
Griffink.
I was actually looking back in our team chat for our streamed match VODs, and I think they disappeared.
They deleted them.
Oh, I
think-
have videos from.
I think.
If you want to find
Yeah,
them.
I think they backed them up on YouTube. So
Okay,
we can
okay.
find
That's
them
what I thought. I haven't checked,
fingers
but
crossed.
I was like, uh-oh. Will a way healer get the B-roll he needs?
No. Okay. Insert future editing Ethan here. Confirm if this is B-roll. Hello. This is future editing Ethan / away healer. Yes, there is B-roll. Ta-da.
Yes.
I'll hit him with like a subscribe plug and then like a ding.
You should subscribe to a way healer.
So true. Oh, we probably should have done this like the very first thing. Oh my god.
You can like cut that into the preview of the video.
Yes. Oh, okay. So circuit's fun. League might be fun. We shall see.
It will be fun.
It will be fun.
Hopefully.
But you can't have esports or the CCA without other teams besides Spirality. Because it would just be Spirality versus A-State Black. And, you know, that would be cool, but I don't think that should be the entire league.
Hey, CCA staff, if you're watching,
Oh.
VCU Spirality and A-State Black should be in the same group. We need to have our epic match.
So true.
We have to at some point.
I'm just gonna mint all over you, and you're gonna be like, "Wow, I was totally not expecting this."
This is what happens when you make friends in comp. You become friends, and then you have to fight each other to the death.
You've already minted all over us in
FTIU warm-ups.
FTIU.
True.
Yeah.
I think I have that replay saved, so I'll like include a clip right here.
Yeah.
This is me minting.
Healer, have you ever considered transferring to VCU and possibly transferring to our roster?
That is
Wink,
a
wink.
crazy statement. Crazy
Yeah.
statement.
No, don't.
If-
The tuition's too high. Don't do it.
I was about to say, if your tuition goes down and I get a scholarship that pays for my entire thing like I do at A-State, then you know, I'll
Oh,
pass.
damn. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you can
So-
stay there. I guess.
I
guess you can stay there.
I have a pour-on scholarship, as I like to call it, because they like, oh, you're a struggling family in the middle class. Here's a bunch of money, and then you're gonna have to pay us back loans later. But don't think about that. So I'm not
Yeah.
thinking about it
Yay!
right now. So I know I get returns, and I have other like academic scholarships from my high school and stuff. But
Oh,
it's all
that's good.
nice.
Awesome.
But what I was originally going to get at is, aside from A-State Black, because we're obviously the GOAT, and I'm the GOAT because I play Mint. Do you guys have a team that you guys would consider to be your rivals? And if not, are you guys looking for any rivals?
I'd say the Shadow Warriors are a rival at the moment.
Aw.
Friendly rivalry, of course.
Mm-hmm.
We used to scrim each other, but then we stopped because that just became stressful with us being sister teams at the same school, roughly the same level. And Amber's sister, Kimberly, plays for the Shadow Warriors, so
Yeah, she
that
does.
sibling thing is another factor that can add stress, so
Mm-hmm.
we only play each other when we have to, aka in circuits.
AKA,
And
like
for some reason in the circuits we were in Div 3, then we both had a circuit where we were usually in Div 4 together. Then in the same circuit we were in Div 3 for one of them. Then back to Div 4. For some reason we never fought in groups, we always fought in the bracket.
Oh,
Always in the bracket.
That's unfortunate, actually.
Really a thing with me and my sister being on separate teams. We really want to play together because we're twins, and so we kind of share some twin telepathy kind of a way. So I know where she wants to go, and I know what she wants to play on Shadow Warrior. So I'm like, okay, I'm watching for Kimberly, and then when she does what I expect, I'm like, yeah, of course she does that. And she does the same thing. She knows where I like to play. She's gotten coached by me on where not to fucking run. Like, she runs into the lasers. Love that about her. So I like her because
You're just calling her out for feeding?
no, but like she's my sister and I love her, and she's doing great things. She's learning some new weapons that are a secret and
Okay.
really cool. Shadow Warriors is gonna have a really, really cool comp next for the league and stuff, and I'm really excited because I kind of like. I cheer them on a lot,
Aw.
because she's my sister. But yeah, we have a very friendly rivalry between the Shadow Warriors. Me more so of like as a sibling rivalry in a way because it's competitive for competitive people.
Yeah.
But it's nice to just sit back and play with my sister. We play a lot during Splatfest, and so I'm glad she got on a team this last semester to play comp because she's new too. Anyway,
Yes.
I mean, I feel like we also have other rivalries with other teams, but like less of like more like personal. I think forgive my I forget their names, but like we fight against the DePaul's people a lot, or DeBalls.
The balls.
Yeah.
We've always done that ever since like I joined comp. The DeBalls thing was like our go-to scrim at some point.
Yeah, we used to scrim them a lot. We haven't recently. One team that we did scrim frequently though was Clark Coy, which is a
Oh.
Div 3 team.
Oh
Yes.
Yeah, they're pretty fun to play.
Mhm.
We aren't like intending to scrim them so often. It's just that we're the only two teams that are pinging for the specific time that we're asking for, so we don't really have a choice. But it's great regardless. It's all good. It's all good times. And I think they run Wellstring and Head It together or something like that, and it always crushes us.
It's definitely
Ooh.
crazy.
Interesting. I bet they snowball pretty hard on Rainmaker, what with Wellstring's object damage.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm probably. I just don't remember. It's just been a while, so I don't remember it perfectly. I just remember being crushed.
There's so many times that we have ran too far forward towards the Rainmaker shield and just gotten destroyed because the Rainmaker shield pops because of the object damage numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just don't expect it. Wellstring is a beast.
Yeah. I know we talked about like buffs or whatever earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to add to that. I think we should nerf Wellstring.
Ooh.
It's too much. Nerf it
No.
just a little bit. Just a
take
little bit.
the game completely.
What was that, BK?
Just take Wellstring out the game completely. Just like do something else.
Oh my god.
A stringer that fires only one shot instead of
Charger.
3.
What?
Arcing Charger. Oh wait, just play Explo.
True.
Explo, my beloved. I wish more people played Explo. I think it's very
Oh,
neat.
have you seen Fox's gameplay?
I've not. Not like a
Ooh.
crazy amount.
He went crazy on Explo one time, I think, when he was subbing for the Sea Cows.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to look into that. I'll probably like find a clip and then just put it right here and just be like, wowza, this is Fox.
Yeah.
Another push. Nico is way too deep, covered by orange, and the specials were waiting for you right after the splat on top of it. Yeah, this is yeah, that's 3! No!
One triple splash
There's no way.
Oh my god, you talk about Acme right there. Okay, Fox just got another there. That is a quad for the Explo. All the Explo fans in chat, go ahead and get hyped there. That is 3 in a row.
So I have one big question that I'd like to ask each of you individually, and you guys can answer in whatever order you want.
I'm scared.
What motivates you to play Splatoon? Like, why are you in comp? Why are you here? Why is it fun for you? And what do you get out of it, really?
So, the number one thing that's keeping me in comp is the community. There are so many amazing people at my school and in the broader CCA scene, and yeah, I do it because we all have our own story of how we got here, why we're doing this, but we are all committed to playing the best we can, being competitive, achieving great things, and I think going to Riptide really helped solidify that for me. You just walk. So all of the Splatoon stuff is held in one big room at Riptide.
Mm-hmm.
All of the LAN setups, the big screen in the back displaying a match that's being live streamed, all of that is in one big room. So at any given time, there's like 300 to 500 people in there. And you just walk around knowing, like, even if they aren't playing at the LAN, we're all together knowing, like, we fell in love with this game and we fell in love with it so much that we want to be competitive and come out to lands that are far away from home and all be together and help each other, coach each other, play together, play against each other. Yeah, the community is what keeps me here. Like, when I got home from Riptide, when I dropped off all my friends, I cried. I cried because it was going to be a year or maybe more until I saw everyone again that, you know, isn't at my school or nearby or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the community that keeps me going. Fun, positive, like-minded people. Yeah.
Yes, and Hax has been begging us, me and BK, to come to Riptide.
You should.
Ohio, September.
You have to go to Riptide. If you're watching this and you have the money, go to Riptide. Go to Riptide.
But only you have the money, though.
Yeah. Don't go broke for a convention.
True.
You need food on your table. You need a place to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But go to Riptide.
Hax, I think it's funny you plugged Riptide because you also like heavily convinced me to go to Riptide. And
Yeah.
So this is gonna be a plug for myself. Expect a Riptide vlog on here, and I plan on trying, emphasis on trying, to make a Mint/me cosplay of my Inkling.
True.
With
Awesome.
the Mint. And I would really love to do that, but I also have no clue I'm going to do it. So we're going to figure that out. But, you know, real live decav at Riptide. Please look for me. I'll be cool and amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was this team called Inc. 95 at Riptide, and they had a lot of stuff to hand out, and they had a table turf table, like a physical table turf area set up where you could play table turf in real life.
Whoa.
Can't believe Nintendo hasn't jumped on that yet, by the way.
True.
Right?
Yeah, it's insane. And one of the other things that they brought with them, they brought so much stuff with them, was was a body pillow with a range blaster printed on it, which was so awesome. And I'm considering doing something similar to you, like cosplaying my own Inkling next year. And
With an Octobrush body
so,
pillow.
yes. And you could do a decaf body pillow.
Oh my god, that's a perfect idea.
Yeah.
A cloth printing.
And I think
So
I might be lying, but I think Demo owns the Range Blaster body pillow now.
That's
Because
awesome.
he used to play for Inc. 95, I believe. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. But yeah, it's just so cool going there and matching names you saw on Discord to faces. Like I saw some people that I played pickups with and one of my OG A New Dawn teammates. So that was just so cool to make that connection, or enhance that connection rather. Yeah. I can go on and on about Riptide. Someone else answer this question.
repeat the question. I kind of got lost in thought about Riptide.
You're good. The question is, what motivates you to play Splatoon competitively?
Well, I guess I can go next. My motivations are very spaced out. I have a few different ones. One of them is being a twin. I've always strived to be different than my twin, so I wanted to have something of worth to prove myself in a way to make myself different and better. I want to be good at something that to separate the two of us from being like the same, because we look the same, sound the same, and we're different though. The second thing is I like meeting new people, and I really, really like this game. So I've always wanted to learn it at a further and deeper level than I ever did playing it casually. Because the second I got into comp, I started learning lots and lots and lots of more things about the game that I never even knew. So I have a really strong drive to learn. And I've always had this really bad habit of mine where I want to learn everything and anything. I want to do every single thing if I can. So I like learning about different weapons, different people. I kind of learn a lot more about other weapons than just the weapon pool I play. And because I'm so motivated to learn and be educated on how to play and stuff, it really motivates me. And then my final motivation is making friends. I really like talking to people and talking a lot, and having a common interest in having friends that want to hang out with you and stuff is really cool. So it's fun to join a community that like the same game, can talk about the same things, and you get really close bonds with people. So, and obviously really excited for Riptide.
I can go next. I don't know if I really have a motivation other than that just it's a cool and fun experience. When we were having tryouts, I think I wasn't originally going to try out because I was worried I was going to be too busy. But Rocky actually they DM'd me and they were like, "Will you please try out? You're really active and it'd be fun to have." Because I met Rocky about a year before I joined the VCU server. I think they had a bucket pin on their bag. I was like, whoa, that's cool. I didn't know there are people who like Splatoon here. So yeah, Rocky convinced me to join Spirality, and it's been awesome. I don't regret it one bit.
Okay, nice. So you just enjoy the experience of competitive and just getting to learn about it and just soaking it all in, kind of.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like what they said, just community is awesome.
Okay. BK, what about you?
For motivations, I don't really have one. I originally used to play Overwatch cultistically, I guess you would say. I would just play nonstop. And then my friend, my best friend from Florida at the moment, his name is Michael. He was like, "Oh, there's this game called Splatoon. We should try it out." And so we both got Nintendo Switches, and we just been playing Splatoon together since. And like I said before, my mom got me to try out for the Splatoon club. So I originally would have just been playing Splatoon with him. And also another motivation is that hopefully I can find like other people that are kind of like me that kind of also like play sticks. I didn't know until I joined the team that it's not normal to play with sticks. I thought it was the normal thing. It's not. It's super rare. And also to find people with vision issues like me too that also play the game despite it. That'd be kind of fun to meet them up in Riptide.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is basically other people have basically convinced you the whole way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It wasn't
kind of
for-
funny.
If it wasn't for my best friend or mom, I would have not been like at this moment right now.
Would you have been on Overwatch instead?
9 times out of 10, yeah, I would have been on Overwatch.
Ew.
I'm sorry.
Hey,
No, I'm teasing.
at least the dive knowledge would have gone over because I know it's originally an
True.
Overwatch term.
Very true.
That's true.
If that's it on that question, I do have one more off the top of my head. And
Alright.
I want to ask, what do you guys think makes your team unique as opposed to other teams within the CCA? What makes you guys stand out?
I think definitely that we're an all women's team. I think that I think women are probably a lot more common in the CCA and just in Splatoon esports in general. But I don't know of any other CCA teams who are also all women. Unless
Yeah, I would say it's a pretty unusual thing. I don't know if I've shared this a whole lot, but when Rocky and I were going through the tryouts process, I didn't say this out loud, but I wanted Spirality to be an all women's team.
And it
And,
just so happened.
Of course you guys, you fit the bill. You're good players for this team. But I was secretly hoping that would work out in the back of my head, and I'm glad that it did.
yes, because girls are awesome.
Yes. Girls rule the world. Girls rule the world.
Girl Power Station win.
Yes.
Yes.
Y'all should just change your name to that now. All the Spirality lore down the dumpster. Girls Power
Yeah.
Station.
Change Spirality to GPS for Girl Power Station.
So true.
True.
That would be a great pickup name for Girls Duo Cup.
True.
Yes.
I feel like also, but like gender doesn't really have anything to do with like I know our team and stuff. Like, sure we're all girls, but like I feel like our team is unique because of the people who play on it rather than the gender specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Our team all
Yeah, of
needs-
course.
Most of us are art students, other than BK, who's a math major, right?
Yeah, I'm a math major.
I feel like it's our perspectives in life that make us different and unique as a team. Because, like, we could all be girls or, gender non-binary, transgender, like, and it wouldn't matter. So it would still be Spyro because of the people who are on it.
Yeah, of course. At the same time, though, I feel like more women should be involved in esports. Like, oh boy, we're gonna get into like gender roles and shit.
I was gonna say, this is a
But
big
like,
discussion.
yeah, growing up, but like when we're really young, like it's made very clear to us: girls do this, boys do this. Stereotypically, young boys play video games and young girls play with dolls or something. And when you tell a kid, "Hey, you're supposed to do this because you're this," you usually don't question it. Not when you're like really little. So like, even though that stuff happens when we're all like little kids, it still like continues on into adulthood. And so that's my theory as to why there aren't as many women in esports and the sweaty, gross men that play Smash Brothers. Yeah, and
Yeah. Like,
Dang.
yeah, and like I've seen some other CCA teams post IRL pictures of their team, and I look closely at it and I'm like, wait, none of you are women. What?
I would say there hasn't been a lot of.
Not that that's a wrong thing. Like sometimes that's just what happens.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
I would say I think also what affects that is misogyny, just like esports in general. I don't think Splatoon really suffers from that as much. I mean, certainly not in the CCA.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it just is fun to have an all women's team. Not that it would make our gameplay any different or our identity as a team any different, because I think we have had men on Spirality before.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I just want to say this now. It would completely ruin this uniqueness if you guys tried to draft me over there, by the way. So, Hax, are you trying to ruin this? What?
You can do it.
We want that decaf, okay?
Oh my god.
Women or decav.
That's all you see me as. I'm just a sword player. Oh my gosh. But BK, your thoughts?
I guess our uniqueness would be more of like how each individual in our team like plays differently, and we all have like different things that run through our heads while playing matches. Like my goal is to just like spawn camp. I want to spawn camp more.
So true.
Please let me spawn camp more. It's just more fun.
That is the ultimate goal. I've never understood people who are like, oh, it's rude to spawn camp and open, don't do it.
I mean, if it's open,
Well,
like,
if the game allows me to do it, I'm going to do it.
yeah, I won't
End of
spawn
story.
It's on Turf War, but if it's series or X rank, I'm spawn camping. I don't care.
Yes.
And also,
If you are able to do it, there's no reason why you shouldn't in the
yeah.
game.
All those toddlers.
If you want to squid bag after every kill, go for it. I don't care.
I think squid bagging is hilarious, personally. Like, it makes
Yeah.
me laugh.
I'm sorry, that caught me off guard. Just the action of it, or just the
It's so
context?
funny. Like, I can't take it seriously. Like, I know it comes from, like, teabagging, which is, like, you know, it's different. Like, squid bagging is just funny. Like, the sound is funny. The action is funny.
Look,
It's-
look, 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 look.
Look. And I think it's also fun how creative people can get with taunts. Like, it's just funny. It doesn't even make me mad.
Mhm. Also, side note, this is gonna be an editing like field day, by the way.
Have fun.
I know,
Yeah, it's on this Saturday.
I know. Editor Ethan, you can cut to like the CapCut file because that's what's free. Flame me, by the way, in the comments because you're using CapCut. But
You're not
but-
even using iMovie?
I used to. Don't. That was a long time ago.
iMovie's good.
I do know good audio editing software called Reaper, and it's
Ooh.
free for a few weeks, but you can usually just click past the disclaimers.
Mhm.
It's a little bit of a learning curve, but it's pretty good. So I'll give that to you later.
It's
You
funny
like-
you mentioned that because I already have it on my computer,
Oh, awesome.
but I don't use it for audio editing.
Forgive me for
Like,
assuming.
living situations can cause us to be unique too. Like similar to like those having like a Nintendo Switch Lite, and then
Yes.
like some of us having like our own dorm issue, or like
Oh, yeah, and
physical
you play
issues.
6.
Yeah, and I also have like vision issues too, so
Mhm.
sometimes that affects my gameplay a lot.
And I play Octobrush.
Yeah. Hacks,
And I'm
you should
slow.
switch immediately now.
And Amber is sleepy.
True.
I sleep. I have a sleep disorder, so sometimes I get sleepy during matches.
You haven't passed out yet,
Not yet.
which I'm thankful for.
And,
But it could happen.
then Hax likes to eat in between matches, which I don't know how. Like if we have like a scrim, like a circuit, I don't eat that day. I just eat after.
So we have a sleeper, an eater. What else do we have?
Blind.
Ghost BK, what are you guys?
We also like to play Farm Ridge Valley.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Bring that
Farmers.
back. Bring that
All
back.
farmers.
Play this way too obsessively.
It's built into Discord. I got addicted to it for like 2 weeks.
You'll get addicted to it if you play it again.
No!
You really pulled it up just now. Oh my god.
Oh my God. This is insane because I think the audio is gonna come through on the fucking thing.
Only if you don't click join, it shouldn't go through.
Oh, but now I gotta immerse myself in the Spirality.
Yes.
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 Oh.
Oh my god, I'm crying.
It's kind of like that same exact time we were arguing, like I think it was like what, an hour or two of
We did.
if something's or blue.
This is the most unserious interview on the planet, y'all.
It's great, isn't it?
I,
Literally.
No. Enjoy the
love
brain rot.
I mean, I feel like vision has a really like important key note on like Splatoon gameplay because you have to play close up to the screen if you have vision problems, which can make it hard for your eyes too. It damages your eyes,
mhm.
and so I feel like having vision problems versus not having vision problems definitely changes the way you play.
Do you guys have any other questions for me?
What are your goals this upcoming CCA season?
Yes.
Break. Okay, this is slightly less CCA related, and this is more like a personal goal for me that I want to have this year. But I want to get into top 500 X rank, so I can like have the badge.
Yes.
I think it looks cool. What's another? I want to play in more pickups, and I want to play in more scrims, cause I think people are cool, and I want to meet more people, and I want to get up. Oh, another thing, I want to get on an established team this go around, because I like Mint, and I like Stamper. I'm picking that up, and I'm having a lot of fun with that. But I'm also kind of shit with it right now. Oh, that is terrible.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Are you a free agent or are you still part of A-State?
Both. So, like, I'm still part of A-State, yes. Like, and that's not going to mean, like, I'm not going to play in the CCA.
Mm-hmm.
I love the
You're
CCA.
in A state, but you want a second thing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And Zoe, my coach, which I know for a damn fact you're going to be watching this. Hi, Zoe.
Hi, Zoe.
Hi, Zoe.
Hi,
Zoe
Zoe.
also coaches my sister. I love Zoe.
Yes,
Yes,
which
the
I think is
Shadow
really funny. Also, hi, Shadow Warriors, if you're watching. Which,
Hi,
Shadow Warriors.
hi, CCA, by the way.
Hi, CCA.
Hello, Splatoon players.
Yes. Hello, YouTube.
Hello, Internet.
Yes, so true. Quack. But what was I saying? Zoe, they're gonna
Post.
help me make my FA post, and just I need to plan more tournaments. I need to get more results. I just need to get more everything, because
I feel
I'm just kind of like here right now, and I don't really. I'm in competitive Splatoon, but I'm like kind of on the outskirts, and I want to get more involved. So
Oh, of
just
course.
generally, I just want to be here more. Okay. Anything else you guys want to ask me? / anything else you guys like want to say on the interview before we wrap this up?
Why did you choose decap as your weapon?
Oh, okay. This has a very interesting story, which I'm gonna give a shout out to Goombas in a Stack. I forget which team you're on, but you're on my close friends story on Instagram, and you still like my stuff, so that's so cool. But they were my Stamper coach for like a week or two, and I'm like, man, this thing's hard. You could probably look back in the CCA server, but I put out a post looking for a Stamper coach because I'm like, I want to expand my weapon pool, because this is going to be a long tangent. I originally played Squeezer over the previous summer because I'm like, I want a weapon that's meta and that's like good, and I could probably kind of pick up easy, and that I want to have in like my back pocket for the CCA, because I'm like, my main reason that I'm going to A-State is like, it's the only okay, as of right now, let me put this disclaimer here, because I think there's a few other colleges in Arkansas that are looking into possibly making Splatoon teams. But to my knowledge at the time, A-State was the only team, or A-State was the only university in Arkansas that was close and had a Splatoon team. I go into tryouts, I get on the A team. Hurrah, I'm here. I'm playing Squeezer, like, regularly. not really giving myself a whole lot of slack for my wrist. And then I wake up one day, and I really think I just slept on it wrong, but it was more of just like forewarning me to like, yeah, this could happen. But I wake up and my wrist is hurting. And I'm like, what is going on? Am I getting the carpal tunnel? Please tell me no. So I start playing, and I'm like, yeah, no, I can't do this yet. So I'm looking into new weapons that are not Squeezer, because it like kind of terrified me. I played Sea Blast for a little bit, and I thought it was fun. But I'm like, I don't know. Our team really likes paint, and if I play this, then that's going to be bad. So I played Stamper, which doesn't really help all that much, but Vertical Slash is kind of nicer paint. And I just wanted to play it because I thought Stamper was cool. So I'm giving it a shot. I'm like, yeah, this is cool, but I don't think I could like be good at it in time for the first circuit. So I'm just kind of I'm like playing Turf War and like just going from weapon to weapon, because this is kind of like a little mini weapon crisis for me. And I'm like, guys, I spent so much time on Squeezer, and now I'm shit. Or I'm not shit, but like obviously my hand's gonna start hurting like over a prolonged time. So I'm trying Sword, or I'm trying Stamper, and I'm like, let me look at the other chunky swords. And by other chunky sword, I look into Decav. So I'm like, okay, let's give this a shot. But yeah, no, I'm just playing Decav. I'm trying to work out the kinks. I'm figuring it out in Turf, and then I take it to Series, take it to Open, that kind of thing. I play it there. I'm playing with other people. And I'm just like slowly getting better and better. And I'm like, wait a minute, I could actually probably play this in a circuit. So like first circuit, I'm not touching sword like at all. Like this doesn't happen. But second circuit comes around, and I'm like, wait a minute, I could probably play like Decav or something. That would be kind of cool. And so we're like, they were a bit hesitant. And then I like absolutely shit on them. And I was like, oh, okay, wait a minute, Ethan, you're kind of the goat, so keep doing that. And so I play a little bit of Mint. I play like Charcoal on like a few map modes, because Inkjet is like actually broken if there's not a pencil. Hi, Amber.
Mhm.
Hi. And I play 52. I don't play it as often, but I do flex to it sometimes. So current weapon pool is Chunky Sword number 1, Chunky Sword number 2, and then 52.
Do you consider 52 a chunky gun, or is it a normal gun?
Oh, it is most definitely a chunky gun. So I guess I just like chunky things.
You're like that Bruno Mars song.
It's short and chunky.
He's like short and stout. Oh. Chode gun.
Chode.
Spirality,
Thank you for interviewing us.
Yes, thank you for letting me interview you. You all have been very lovely interviewees.
Thank you.
Of course.
Yeah, it's been great being here. There's cool things linked in the description of this, I hope. So click on all of those at once.
Yes, every single
Overload
one.
your browser on your 2016 MacBook. And remember to unsubscribe, smash that dislike button, block, and report.
Wow, this is misinformation.
No.
All right, I think that's a good stopping point.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Bye, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone subscribe to Away Healer.
Subscribe to Way Healer.
Subscribe to Away Healer.
Yes,
Go
if you-
subscribe to the JPEG of a log. Subscribe.
yes, I am a log, and it's so cool.
Thanks for
Alright.
watching.
Goodbye.